to load YouTube.
So then she said, if I just sit here a while, things will take care of itself. It's, oh my God. I was like, yeah, baby, it sure will. Oh, shit, we're on.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. So tonight what we're going to do is we are going to discuss Flex tools. Now, I know a lot of you are coming in expecting us to do a demo, Flex versus Dewalt versus Milwaukee. We do have that footage. We will be showing that. But kind of the impetus of tonight, what happened to cause all of this was a couple of things. First, the bare shelves at Lowe's for Flex. Lowe's announcing that they are not going to be carrying the full size Flex tools, only the compact. And then as I was testing some of these tools to do videos, because you guys only get you get to see the videos, but you don't get to see how many times it might take me to make a video. And sometimes sometimes I get lucky. It's one time. A lot of times I have to shoot that video 7 or 8 times because something was wrong in it. I said something wrong or whatever. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to roll. Let's do this again and whatnot. So that is exactly kind of what happened. And you're going to see some shocking footage. I can't believe it. And because of it, I am not going to be recommending Flex.
Oof.
Like ever.
Maybe.
So, you'll all see that. But first, why don't you introduce yourself real quick?
Hey, name's Robert as well. Tools and Tactics. You're echoing on your side, by the way. Just so you. Okay.
I'm echoing.
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
Now, I was echoing on yours, but I think you got it figured out. I don't know. Electrical inspector, got an electrical channel. Occasionally show tools on here. Yeah.
So again, we will be showing you guys the testing video or videos because there's about 6 of them that you guys don't get to see. And on Monday, I am going to be sending or calling Flex and saying, hey guys, your stuff it's not up to par. My biggest bugaboo, the thing that I hate the most about a tool, is an inconsistent tool. You can be consistently good, you can be consistently bad. I'll find a way to use you. If I don't know what I'm getting when I pick you up, I think you're a piece of garbage and I won't use you.
I agree with that. I want to know how it's going to act. I don't want it to. Yeah, 100%.
That's exactly the point. So let's talk about Flex at Lowe's. And if you guys have gone into Lowe's, and I'm sure a number of you have noticed a lot of empty shelves surrounding Lowe's. And what is going on with those? Am I going to put Flex in the same bin as Makita? No. Makita's in a class of its own because of the fanboys. I'll say this. If the DeWalt fanboys keep it up, they're quickly going to become the new Makita. I mean, just nut up, guys. It's just a test. If you don't like it, don't watch. Fuck. But anyway, you notice a lot of empty bins there. First, they had the battery recall.
Right.
But Flex hasn't announced that it was a battery recall. They haven't said anything. So people have just speculated that it is a battery recall.
Oh, yeah. Well, Flex never really announces anything, man. Their marketing is absolute garbage.
That is true. I mean, the Barnaby should have gotten fired after that opening presentation they did. how they still have him on as president or whatever of marketing is ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know. You even when you go like the best deal probably for last year for Christmas was, you buy a Flex Bear tool and you get the stack lithium for free. But that wasn't even really announced in the store.
Yeah, it's true. It wasn't announced in the store. I look at a couple of things and I go, it's kind of concerning. So the opening salvo that they made, the ridiculous demonstrations, I thought were stupid. Nothing field related, to be honest with you, in anything that they did. Unless I don't know how often you use a drill to take weights up a rope.
Yeah.
Like I never did that ever. Milwaukee and Makita in two different categories, yes. And it is nice that people have options. So if you guys are new here, we're going to highlight member chats, and we will in a second we'll give a shout out to the members that are here. Now, if you're not a member and you want to have us acknowledge your conversation or whatever, there's a couple of ways to do it. You can become a member, it's preferred method because it's cheap, or you can send a super sticker. Either way, that is it. And that's just for tonight. And going forward, it won't be that way, but just for tonight, because we're going to be a little bit busier and we're going to have a little bit more going on than normal. And if that hurts your tender backside, sorry. It is what it is. So let's go through and say hi to the members. There is Paul W., Joshua Wilson, Shaka Gillis is here, SZO Panther, always a pleasure. You guys know who you are. There's John. What's up, John? How you doing tonight? Stephen B., glad to have you as always. Robert Walton, a member of the Walton family, but not the good one. And everybody else, we are super glad to have you here tonight with us. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to fix flex, if they can be fixed, and how to get their image kind of resuscitated. And you're a big flex guy, aren't you?
Yeah. I really, really like the tools.
Why don't you tell them your experiences with flex?
Much like, whenever I switched to Milwaukee, the batteries, the Ego, they've got the technology to make some of the best batteries Chevron does. So
yeah,
just like how I was already on board with Milwaukee before they even hit the floor, I was on board with Flex before they even hit the store. And we ran those things. I mean, we got the drill up to 188 degrees. We've done nothing but abuse the tools, trying to destroy them. I've taken the recip saw, jammed it into a LVL, using to pry out little chunks of the cripple studs that are in between and headers and stuff, and trying to use the freaking recip blade as a pry bar, turn the thing into a corkscrew, snap the blade clean off, hit the quick eject button, and then pop the new blade in. No problem. So I still like the tools. I'm not pleased with the marketing and the way that the batteries were leaking. They really didn't own any of their faults there, but
yeah,
it's nothing new to Flex. They kind of suck with marketing. They kind of suck with information, and it fits their MO for what they've constantly been. Just kind of terrible at getting you what you need to know. But they make good tools, I think.
I won't disagree with you. I wouldn't have disagreed with you a week ago.
Yeah.
But I'm going to show you guys some footage right now of some testing that I did. And I say I'm fairly fair when I test things, I actually, little do you guys know, but if I put a 2 amp hour battery on something and a 4 amp hour battery on something, if you watch, you'll notice that there's little to no separation to the end. And then sometimes, like if a fan base really annoys me, I'll just embarrass their tool by showing the differences to what a really good tool can do versus a really bad tool.
Yeah.
And that is my way of going like, quit your bitching. It could be a lot worse. I'm trying to make these competitive. Because my job is to make the tools look as good as possible. Like I want to show you guys how they can perform against similar competition and making it competitive, not fair.
Yeah.
Competitive.
After about putting the word torture or abuse in my titles for YouTube, they
Yeah.
started really flagging the videos and requesting I change that title by form of a yellow money symbol. So, yeah, we've been trying to destroy them ever since.
That is true. That is true. Look, everybody saying hi to Rodney. Make sure you say hi to Rod the Bot. So
What's up,
bad
Rodney?
marketing, lack of honesty, inconsistent output, and moving to smaller tools. Did I miss anything? No, that sums it up pretty nicely. Any flex batteries, code 1123 on them, are new non-stacked lithium batteries that have new compound that doesn't leak in them. Check your batteries. That's good to know. Thank you, sir.
That is good to know. And you know what? That's actually going to be probably the most reliable source of tool info that you're going to find in a comment section. By the way, just saying.
That is true. So
That Joshua Wilson right there. If he says, "Man, that chicken dips," check underneath the wing for the can.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share the screen with you guys real quick. All right, and then I'm going to go like this. Now we're going to talk over the audio. I do not have the audio. I'm not going to present the audio in any of these. We're just going to talk over them.
Look,
because the audio that I use for this, is the audio or are the speakers that I would use for the hearing you guys. So I'm just going to play this. And this is, sorry.
Look at the size of that battery.
Yeah. So this is Flex versus Milwaukee when it's 70 degrees in my garage. And what you're going to see here, I'm just talking through it. Both stacked lithium batteries on there. Both.
Were you hoping for audio?
No, I said I'm not going to have audio if you'd learn how to listen. Now you see how close these are, how competitive it is, right? Right down to the end, they're neck and neck to the point where it's very difficult. What's that?
With the Forge battery, wow.
Yes, to the point where you can't tell like really what's in it. And I slipped off there, which I'm not going to use the footage. But you can see like right to the end, very competitive. And it wasn't until the very end that it pulled ahead. And if you look at the number of holes in the top of those boards, you can see how many tests I actually run. Right. So you can see, look, again, right at the very end, Milwaukee just happened to clip it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to do this. Milwaukee versus Dewalt. When Dewalt is warm. And for some reason, I got to present my screen every time I do this. So I apologize.
It's kind of a train wreck trying to present.
Yeah, we're limited to the technology that we have here. So look, this is a video that is out. I did show this again because fanboys want to make me angry. And when fanboys make me angry, I actually go out to embarrass their tool.
Look at the size of that 5 though, man.
It is very
nice. 5 compared to that 6, man. DeWalt's got to figure it out.
Well, theirs is longer. I think it's longer. It's not as tall.
Yeah.
That's the difference between the two. And if you guys saw this, you could see the DeWalt Impact, the 845. This is their new XR impact driver. This is the best impact driver that DeWalt makes. Now watch the separation here between these two. And you can tell that Milwaukee is just humming along. If you match times from this one to the last one, you're going to notice they're the exact same. Extremely consistent tool, a very good tool. This is me calling out the fanboys here at the end, but you see that there is no, like, it's clear separation, right? That's impressive, is it not?
Yeah. Yeah, and I want to say that the Gen 3 Milwaukee, I think, is actually better than the 4 as far as power.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely whooping it, yeah. And consistent.
Many DeWalt fangirls out there until you put out the video showing out the DeWalt Impact. No, they just come in and they give me all their excuses about pre-drilled garbage or different battery, different voltage.
I agree with Budsville on this one though, man. He's mentioned this twice. Budsville USA, I'm not worried about the DeWalt being a couple of seconds slower. It's reliable. That's exactly why I switched to the 12-volt Milwaukee. What is it? The hydraulic surge.
Yeah.
It's just an enjoyable tool.
Now, I am going to show you Flex versus DeWalt when Flex is cold.
Okay.
Is that fair enough?
Yeah.
I think this is really going to drive it home as to how bad this can get for Flex and why I will not be recommending Flex.
It's fair.
So you can see stacked lithium. And this particular one is after I had run it for maybe 6 or 7 runs already. Watch. Embarrassing for DeWalt 20 volt losing. Well, really 20 volts and 18 volts are the same. One's just nominal, one's under.
Even the Flex, I mean, we're taking the batteries apart and put wires on them and read the voltages. The Flex drops down to 17 volts, just so you know. So
you can see that by this time, I have run so many that I have taken a bar off of the Flex. And mind you, not running the DeWalt, because the DeWalt performed as expected, as it should. But look at how shitty that Flex is running right now.
Yeah, it's going really slow.
I mean, it's embarrassingly slow, considering that when it's warm, it'll keep up with the Milwaukee. Right? It loses to Milwaukee by that gap. And you can see I'm still trying to get it to go. I'm still trying to get it warmed up so that it can perform. This is over. So I probably spent a good half hour to 45 minutes running that Flex constantly. 2 different batteries, actually 3 different batteries, because I have 2 of the stacked 6s. 3 different batteries, 30 minutes. At one point, the impact driver, because this is not something you use an impact driver for. Just isn't. I do the testing this way to show the separation of the tools, so you guys get a good idea of how the tools can actually perform over time.
Joshua wants a rematch.
All right. In the cold? Do you want it in the cold? But sorry. I know I'm falling behind on the chat. I apologize to you guys. If you don't know, we're only highlighting members only chats tonight. So if you're not a member, we're not going to highlight it unless you give us or unless you do like a super sticker or whatever. Our recommendation is to become a member. That way you're always highlighted and you do have extra things. So that was with the 6. Now, you and I were talking yesterday. I'm gonna come back to us real quick.
All right.
You and I were talking yesterday, and you said, well, maybe it's the battery.
Right.
Right?
Or well, my first thought, because I've got kind of total recall, so I can kind of tell you exactly where I was whenever we were talking. But the first time, I think I was walking in the bathroom to wash my hands coming in from inside the garage. And I was thinking maybe it was the grease that was still like not as viscous because it's so
Yeah.
damn cold outside. I mean, it was what, negative 11 through the
Yes.
day? So,
At my house, we got
yeah,
down to negative 20 at one point, but my garage, I do have heat running in my garage. I just don't run it like full bore all the time, like what I'm doing right now.
right.
So it rarely ever gets below 30 degrees in my garage,
Right.
which,
So I've got a couple of theories with no disrespect, of course. First one would be the viscosity of the grease. If you're trying to warm it up, have you done permanent damage to it by running
uh,
it? The next thing
yeah,
is we run these tools pretty damn hard. So when you get a new car, right, they say to break it in, don't go above so many RPMs for the first couple of
nice.
1,000 miles or first couple of 100 miles.
Yeah.
We've only ever ran these things hard and put them away wet. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Well,
uh,
here's the sound of it now.
it, I feel like it's missing a high pitch. Is it not?
It is.
I think it is. I kind of want to go get mine now.
Will it kill you?
No, I can go get it.
Go get it real quick.
I am curious just for me because I think it's missing like a whole couple of hundred RPMs on that thing.
Let me do the next part of it with it with a 5 amp hour battery on it.
Yeah.
And you're going to see something like it shocked me when I saw this. So I'm going to present the screen again. Sorry, guys. It takes a little bit for StreamYard that we're using here. Oh, hold on. For some reason, it took the screen that I had on down when I switched over. So sorry.
Did you catch Panther's chat?
I did, and I said thank you.
Oh, I was here. I was here paying attention the whole time, guys.
He doesn't listen. So again, our normal setup here, like I do my whole spiel, even sometimes when I'm not recording, I work on it.
Right.
You have that Milwaukee torpedo heater? Yes, I do. Hyper Tough is the best brand. All right, Alpha. Everyone make sure to hit the like button. Thank you. So you can see, again, standard setup. Talking about the tools, showing in speed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is this the same one? This could be well, I ran it with a 5.
No, well, you're standing to the side, so you were more centered the last one.
Okay. And by
because the flex was on your left or our left or whatever.
You can see the Dewalt is handily beating the flex here. It's a good half inch. That is good half-inch difference there. And in case you guys are wondering, because I've got this, I actually have it here. Let me see. I believe I have the footage from the other day, or I can find it on YouTube, of what happens when that flex goes against Milwaukee and it's warm, or DeWalt and when it's warm, because it took it to the DeWalt. It beat by 4 inches.
Yeah.
So to have it go from one extreme to the other, go ahead, go get your tool.
Okay.
To have it go from one extreme to the other like that is ridiculous. And I got to take him off stage while he gets that. And I think it's just an indication that maybe the build quality of the tool isn't there. I know as a former professional, I know it bothers everybody that I'm not out in the field every day doing it anymore, but I retired, and you can feel any damn way you want to feel about it, but I retired. I'm not working anymore. Swamp fat. But I know when I was out in the field, I didn't bring in my tools every night. I left them in my truck or in my van. The only thing I would make sure I had a fresh charge battery, but we ran the charger off the generator anyway. So when you're out in the field, right, you need a tool that can operate regardless of the weather conditions. What we're having here with the flex and it's literally probably 50% power from what it normally is, just because it's cold, and all the other tools operate same.
So this got the 2.5. It shouldn't affect the speed. There's no load on here to affect the voltage drop. So I'll go ahead and pull the trigger.
You leave yours
Put
in
on
the car.
all the speeds.
Yeah.
I don't know if the noise cancellation is on. Let's find out.
Can't hear a thing, sir.
Nice. Hang on. Hang on.
Let's see.
I got kids, man. I got to use all the noise cancellation stuff. Here we go.
2 batteries in here. They removed the drill. All right, we can hear it. You can't rely on flex tools. There you go, Steven. Take it easy, Dave.
Pretty sure you heard all that.
Yeah, if you could get it to the microphone, I want to hear it because it does have a little bit of a pitch to it that I can't hear on mine.
All right, let me do it again.
Okay.
Oh, it sounds grainy, dude. It sounds really grainy.
Yeah, yours sounds like a bitch. Oh no, that's mine. Sorry.
Mine actually I got from my buddy.
Hey, fix your mic.
Oh, right, my bad. Hang on. Could you hear all the kids in the background?
Yeah, I'm just here to make sure that he pays attention.
Okay, we should be good again.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a huge difference.
Tight tote in the back of the truck, even in the winter. In the frozen. I'm with you, Jeremy. I always left my stuff in the back of the truck. Right? And that's just the way it is. I do believe I have one of the. I already showed the Milwaukee versus the Dewalt.
So just so we're clear, I've got a short somewhere of it, but I remember telling you guys at one point on a live that I gave my buddy my Dewalt 840 and I gave him a power stack and I wanted him to take it into the field. Now, this is my helper that I trained from 0 to whatever he is now. He's very valued in his company. Badass electrician. Gave him the Dewalt. And after 2 weeks, I called him. I said, "Hey, how's that Dewalt treating you?" He said, "I haven't tried it yet." And I was like, I see your Panther with that comment. That's hilarious. And so I was like, "No, dude, like, don't just put that in your drawer. Like, it's actually a pretty decent impact. You need to put it into the field." So this was back before I even sold my house, right? Finally, once I get my new house, which is like almost 4 or 5 months later, he comes back and he's handing me this flex. And I was like, "What's this for?" And he was like, "I'm taking your Dewalt." So I literally traded my Dewalt 840 and a power stack for this flex. But this flex has been in the field, used and abused.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. If they can't perform in the cold out of the box, or they're going to break because of the weather, they're not worth owning. They're just not worth owning. But you can see, look, as you guys just clearly saw, the flex in warm weather under warm conditions
With a 5
beats the Dewalt. I'm gonna play it again. Now watch. Under warm conditions, it actually is better than the Dewalt, and that's an 8 amp hour battery on the Dewalt, a 5 amp hour battery on the flex.
Yeah.
So giving the Dewalt the huge advantage in this one, now it's a timber lock. It's a little bit different load. The other one's a half inch. It's a more of a substantial load, but the flex should be able to carry that power over because it has more RPMs. It has more IPMs. It's higher voltage, even with the same size battery, but it did not.
Look at
When
the
it was
speed of it,
cold,
man.
when it was cold, it was garbage. And you
Yeah.
go from that to, and I'm just gonna cue it up here again.
Mm-hmm.
You go from that to something like this, and this is like my biggest hatred is an inconsistent tool. Like, I don't like it. What's up, Steven? Budsville. I hear PowerStack gives Dewalt more power at peak times of use.
Yep.
It does, but only up to even the 5, only up to about an 8 amp hour battery. It's like 40 degrees in Texas. Yeah, it's about that now.
That hasn't been too bad lately.
So again, now this is a bigger load. Don't get me wrong, this is a bigger load, but the Flex still has higher IPM. It still has higher RPM, which means it should carry over. Higher voltage as well.
Yeah, something's wrong with your anvil.
But you could see the you could see the Dewalt easily taking care of it. You saw what Milwaukee does to the Dewalt. It's embarrassing how bad that is.
Yeah.
And if I were Flex, I would be like, yeah. So I am, just in all honesty, I don't want anything free from Flex. I don't ask for free shit from anybody. I am going to be sharing this story with them and talking about this performance, and then letting them know that I'm putting all of this together, and we're going to do a video showing just how shitty their tools do in the winter with a do not buy.
Maybe. What's the chance that because viscosity was not there to do its job, that, I mean, it's pretty cold, right? What's the chance that you damaged it and they're probably fine in the cold?
Shouldn't.
Because
it didn't get below
the name of the game. When it's cold outside, your tools run a little bit slower.
Yeah, but all not 50%. Like,
no, not like that. I think you broke it.
Milwaukee?
It sounds really grainy, like you got shards of metal in there with it.
I'm gonna. Well, and if that's the case, it just underscores why not to buy them, right?
Maybe. I mean, I've broken a lot of Milwaukee's, man.
You're out.
There's a reason why I don't jump on the Milwaukee train with everything.
You're out.
I've broken more Milwaukee's than anything. They have been around longer.
You're not going to be like, is it too cold for my tools to work today? And even if your tools are cold, it doesn't take them long to heat up. Like, it doesn't take that grease that's in them. It doesn't take them that long to heat up. A couple of minutes. But we're talking about 30 minutes of hard running, and it still doesn't warm. Even to the point where I was running 3-inch Phillips just to give it some run, just to make sure that it ran well. And it should.
Yeah, maybe the damage was already done. I wouldn't write them off so quick, man. They are really good. You definitely broke the impact. I'm going to throw the batteries in the freezer, I think.
Run the same.
Because I've got an infrared camera.
So run the same test right now?
No. But I think here pretty soon, because I'm curious.
I have them
because we need to know this.
I have them right there.
Yeah, Milwaukee's grease gun kills batteries when it's cold. I would imagine because the grease is probably a little bit harder than it usually is as well. You're pushing that much harder too. You're really going to be drawing a load on both sides. You're going to be drawing a load because the battery's cold. And then you're going to be drawing an extra load because the grease doesn't want to move as much. Yeah, I want to see I want to see a little bit more. I believe you that it didn't run good. I mean, clearly that's
Dude,
a problem.
I got it right there. I have the setup, the
I
rig right there.
I know.
I got
I
a
know.
camera here. I got the tools right there. I got the impact right there. I'm like, let's do it. You
Yeah.
know, and this will end some of this fanboy bullshit garbage about how you know, we make stupid what is it, pilot holes. Well, they call it pre-drill because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. How I run pilot holes and all that. We'll do the test right now, live and in living color, and we'll see.
Yeah.
You entertain the people while I set it up.
Oh God. Okay.
All right. Do
All
a
right.
happy tap dance or, you know,
A happy tap dance.
Mexican dick
Don't
dance, whatever
don't
you
talk about
normally
electrical
do.
theory. Is that what you're telling me? Just don't.
What's that?
You don't,
Blow them like you know them. Yeah.
don't talk about electrical theory.
Listen, if you break out that code book, I'm just going to end the stream.
We're just gonna start leaving really quickly. Actually, the code book's right there. Uh, so before, so the M28 was out. So I'm trying to think when all this went down. It was like 2010. I was building the Grapevine in Texas, North Texas. I was building the Grapevine police station and fire station, town hall. Not Grapevine, Grand Prairie. Grand Prairie is what I was doing. So it was 2009, got married in 2010. So I think my buddy had Makita. One of the foremans had an M28. So Milwaukee was out
Sorry
at
to
that
hear
point.
about his coming out.
And I remember the Makitas specifically, batteries dying a lot easier. It was cold because we were working on where they kept the Bearcats and the, you know, where the police kept their response vehicles for like SWAT. And it was in a garage surrounded by CMU. It had snowed for like almost a week straight. And Makita batteries were like dying 3 in one day. And you could actually watch the recip saws. You could actually see how the strokes were actually going this slow to where we were actually like taking the recip and manually trying to cut the pipe. And I just know the cold is really, really rough on the tools. So I'm wondering, you know, if by just going balls to the wall with your flex when it was cold, if you just put the nails in the coffin right there for it, and then everything else after that was just
Look,
not a good result.
I love the excuses and shit,
I'm just curious.
but they're truly bullshit excuses. I used to live south of Buffalo.
Yeah.
I could get a Black and Decker tool to work south of Buffalo when it was like 20 degrees, negative 10 degrees, just because you ran the shit for a couple of minutes to let the motor warm up, let the battery warm up.
Yeah.
So here we go.
All right.
Hey, somebody make sure to comment that I'm fat when you see me.
Can
Let
we
me know.
talk about your ceiling or your headset not sounding great? Tactics, break out the code book. You got a $2 super chat for me to break out the code book. He really wants people to leave.
Don't you fucking dare. Let me find the other fastener that's the only thing we're held back on.
So just so you know, we cannot hear you. You probably know that because you're usually on top of things. Okay, cool. Go ahead. Dallas area. It wasn't that cold here. It got pretty cold. I made the mistake, man. On Friday, I thought it was 40 degrees. It was really 26. And I didn't bring a coat that day. All right, here we go.
Not here we go yet. I have to figure out where I laid that other fastener.
Oh, okay.
I'm definitely cooching it up right now.
I was fighting to keep it 35 in the garage around here in Colorado. Way too cold for my CO2 laser. Not a fun week. Yeah, I stayed out of my garage for the most part. Anywhere to 20 Celsius is pretty much not good for lithium battery. If it doesn't work well below that temperature. Yeah. So you're going to lean towards Makita now. Man, it just sounds really bad. Yeah. So it'd be interesting to know how hot that thing gets that quick, man. That thing is definitely missing pieces. You can smell it. I think it's done, dude. So the most important thing here, right, is that the battery's okay. That's the most important takeaway here. Because really, you're into your tool platform not because of the tools, but because of the batteries. The tools will eventually come. But that's the reason why I switched to Milwaukee. Was the batteries. That's why you switched to Ego. Yeah. Let's do it. Look at the speed of look at the RPMs, man. It's barely slowing down. Fantastic. And look how stubby that impact is, dude. That's insane. Yes, they will warranty that tool. All right, let's go. Let's do it. Yeah, they'll warranty that tool. Actually, their warranty is so good that they will probably just send them a new one and not even ask for the old one. I think he probably did damage it from the cold. I would imagine going balls to the wall like that could damage it. Nice. That's gonna be warm. Don't touch it. It's hot. I was gonna do another one. Very nice, sir. He said the best for last. Man, I was really on the 845 train until every time that I pulled the trigger, nothing happened. Yeah. Can Papa be in here? Yeah. Okay, going up. Close the door, baby. What are you doing? Okay. Dang, that was slow. Milwaukee definitely makes an amazing product. Yeah. Yeah, for Milwaukee to take the Gen 3 and not really improve on the performance, but make it almost the exact same, but yet the whole tool is stubbier and it has 3 ball bearings on the collet is pretty impressive. The flex impact may have an issue. Yeah, the flex definitely has an issue. Yeah, the flex batteries are huge, man. That is exactly why you need to run the 3.5s.
It's sorry, got to move my mic down. So I don't know if you guys could hear it. Well, I know you guys couldn't hear it well because the microphone's here. It's over there, probably 10 feet.
We could hear enough to understand that it was working, and you could hear when it bogged down.
Well, the thing is, you can hear it skip, like skip. Yeah. I would say that it wasn't. It was maybe truly hitting on every third. And if you watch my hands, you could see how hard it was vibrating.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because of that skipping.
Yeah.
It's I don't know that the tool's broke, but it's not happy. It's again, I full confession here. No worries, Joshua. Full confession here. The Flex was never my favorite impact. It's too big. It's too heavy for an impact. When you put those bigger batteries on it, when really anything above a 3 on any impact is kind of pointless.
Yeah.
And I only do it because of the testing, but their batteries are too bulky as well for it. It originally thought it was such a great tool. And now I'm like, no, I can't recommend it. I cannot recommend it.
Yeah.
You guys saw it live. No cuts, no edits, no nothing, live, and you saw it. You saw one. This testing confirms that the Milwaukee absolutely flies.
Yes.
Even without having them side by side, I don't think anybody can tell me definitively that the Milwaukee was not head and shoulders above everybody.
Yeah, that's very true. How is he?
Sorry. Yes, once you get the triple hammer, it's hard to use other impacts. It's true. Tear it down and look at the anvil. I
kind of want you to open it up. It's already trash.
Dude, it's smoking hot right now.
I bet it is. I bet it's a combination.
You can
we saw you kind of point up there.
It was bad. I was like, I because I can't see the camera, obviously, when I'm doing this, because I use my computer screens, right? So I can't see what you guys see when we're doing that test.
The live almost made Dewalt look decent.
But the Dewalt kind of mid. It's not great, not bad, not great.
Yeah.
The Milwaukee Head and Shoulders. I think Head and Shoulders above the other two for sure. Damn near should have got the rigid floor mode out and just to run her through. But at a certain point, it just looks like you're spiking the football on flex. But you can smell it burning. You can feel it miss. I wear hearing protection, so you could definitely hear, even with the hearing protection, you could hear it missing. You could really feel it. Like the vibrations were going into my wrists and into my forearms because it was missing so bad. It was kind of shocking at how poorly that flex performs. And all excuses be damned, weather, whatever, didn't warm it up, what have you. Milwaukee and Dewalt both performed as expected under the same conditions.
Yeah. 37 right now. It feels like 30. It's 37 right now in North Texas.
Right. So I just
one thing's for sure, just like exactly what you said. One thing's for sure is that the Milwaukee's done the exact same amount as the Flex. They've been in the same environment. And one broke before the other.
Yeah, I mean, Milwaukee, no issues at all, none. Like it just tore through it like it was nothing, which is exactly what you want to see, right? Dewalt performed like Dewalt. That's exactly what I expect from Dewalt. But that Flex, maybe it's just hurt feelings because I expected more from Flex. At one point, I thought they were maybe the best impact driver on the market. I don't feel that way now.
I would kind of feel the same way you did if my Flex did that. I'd be pretty upset.
I think an M12 could beat it right now.
I think you're right. Actually, yeah, I think you're right.
It is that sad. I think a 12-volt tool can beat.
Part of it is lithium M12 fuel versus the Flex in the cold. I'm just glad it wasn't the battery. So if it was the battery, I would have had.
Let me go grab the M12. I'll set up.
Okay.
I'll put a 6 on the 12, or the on the M12, and we'll test her out right now. I want to see, because this is really frustrating. Like, I've been mad for days about this.
I've had to hear about it.
So let me go set up again. Somebody please make sure to point out that I'm fat. I appreciate it. You guys don't know how much it means to me to hear that I'm fat every day, because that fat turns my wife on. So I'm not fucking any of you.
All right. So I'm not gonna promote my own channel here, but I will tell you something. More proof of the pudding, right? We had that circuit screamer where you plug it in. Yeah, that's Yo Panther code book time. He did pay for it, so I do kind of have to pull out the code book. But we had that circuit screamer, right? You plug it in the wall and it beeps or makes loud noises, so you can find out what circuit that you plugged into. That way, if you're standing at the breaker, you can hear it goes up to 110 decibels. Pretty nice device. We actually bought a new like oven / toaster with convection. And when you get a new appliance in your house, or when you first move in a house, it's really important to know how many circuits you have on your countertops and kind of what side of the kitchen do you want to plug this new appliance into, right? Because you're introducing a new appliance to a space that hasn't had this before. So you're introducing a new load on your wiring in your house. And a lot of people don't realize, but you've got what you call an overload condition and you've got a short circuit condition. Short circuits trip the breaker immediately. You got about 7,000 amps that comes back through the breaker, trips that breaker very quickly, whether it's a short or a ground fault. You hit the ground. But an overload condition does damage to your building's wiring the whole time. That wire is heating up because you got to get to a certain temperature for your breaker to turn off. So you have to wait for the damage of your home's wiring before your breaker ever turns off. And if you've got that situation in your house where your breakers are slowly turning off, or this will actually worry you, maybe you have the situation, you don't even know it. Maybe you're plugging the vacuum into your hallway circuit, which might be sharing your bathroom or whatever. And maybe your wiring is being damaged and you don't even know it. It's important to know what circuit that you're plugging into. Go ahead. We can see you. It's about the... Oh. You're going to break that impact, man. You better stop. Oh, you're going to break the impact. Yeah.
Not worth damaging.
We cannot hear you, but that's okay. Paul W thinks it's in speed 1. It's going to start up a little bit fast and then slow down. Yeah. Speed 3. I think that said 3. TK Kid Solo says, in the words of Jim Carrey in The Mask, that flex would be smoking.
I'm going to do the compact Milwaukee.
Okay. You know, the compact Milwaukee is actually not half bad. Oh, never mind. You're going to break that tool too. That one's going to be the next to break. Yeah, somewhat. Definitely not good for long term. You're doing that to a tool, it's going to die early. All right, here comes. Got another battery. Switch in the driver. We got a spicy lag there. I'm surprised the adapter hasn't broken. I know mine would have. Yeah. I think the wood's too soft to break that adapter. Yeah, this is why I said for a long time, man, you really don't need these bigger tools. Um, it's pretty good. It is faster than the Flex, though. Yeah, it's faster than the Flex, no doubt.
I actually think if you throw a timer on there, you're going to find out that M12 just beat the Flex.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see it. Pretty sure the 40 volts were built for those big lags. I'm wondering if the 40 volts was built for longevity. I mean, Makita's never really made a product that's destroyed the competition, but they have made a product that refuses to die. So you run, higher voltage through the same size wire, you're less likely to burn things out.
So, first of all, use a drill for that. When testing, it's just to show the difference between the tools. But for this purpose, in general, use a drill for that.
Yeah.
Makita gold bits were good. I'm not.
They were good, man.
Makita. But that's it. Like
golds.
I think we showed the Flex just is not a buy.
Who makes your socket adapter?
I wouldn't buy it. Who makes my socket? Campbell Hosfeld.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, no, that's who makes the socket. The adapter, those are Warrior brand from Harbor Freight.
Tim King says try the new 40 volt Makita Impact. It stands next to the Milwaukee Big Boy. He did that. It wasn't even close.
It doesn't even stand up to the 840 Dewalt. So it's not. None of the impacts currently out. It doesn't matter if you're talking Hilti, Makita, Dewalt, Rigid, Flex. None of that.
Right now, the Makita is better than the Flex.
No, I would still buy the Flex before I'd buy Makita.
Yeah.
But that's only because I have an undying hatred for Makita. But I'm honest about it. If you guys want to know if I don't like a tool, ask. Or just listen. I'll tell you.
What about the Festool Impact?
Come on. Overpriced, underpowered, underperforming Festool.
Yeah.
It made a video of
we saw overheating. He deleted the footage soon after. That's surprising.
Yeah, well, so there are certain channels. I'm not saying Shot Tool Review because I'm not in his business. I don't know. I know Tim Johnson's never met a free tool he didn't like. Watch any review. Anyway, I could say I don't know if he's taking money from Flex, but I know a lot of dudes have taken money from Flex. Flex is very controlling on if they're paying you on what they want to see, and it's kind of BS. Let the tool speak, is my belief. But yeah, as we saw tonight, the tool spoke, and the tool said, "I'm a bitch." So I feel bad for the tool. I feel bad for Flex because they've had so many struggles. And for such a young company in North America to be in that power tool segment, I'm not talking about European grinders or vacuum cleaners, because I know some idiot's going to be like, oh, they're 100 years old. Yeah, we know, but not in this arena. In this arena, they're 3 years old, going on 4. And in this arena, their longevity doesn't seem to be there.
What's up, Juan?
What's
Juan's
up,
here.
Juan? How you doing, buddy? Juan, our moderator. Thank you, sir. Their longevity doesn't seem to be there for me. Now, the other thing that I will say, or what I'm going to ask rather, how do you fix them? How do you fix Flex? You're the COO. You're the kingpin, the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer of Flex Tools North America. How do you fix Flex? Go.
You got to reach out and be transparent. First off, you got to be transparency, 100%. And you got to have more of a store presence of displays, not even the tools. Just have things up in the Flex area that says, this is what we're doing. Changes are happening. If you got one of our batteries and it leaked, reach out to us on Facebook, whatever it is. I've heard some really positive things about, the customer service with leaking batteries and stuff. But there's just no presence of any sort on any direction on what to do.
Yeah.
But I was just saying before you said that, imagine being a shareholder that's watching. It's almost like the DeLoreans, man. This feels like a laundering experiment that's going on, it's purposely failing is what it feels like.
It does kind of feel that way. And I don't think Lowe's has helped them much at all as far as promotion of the product, training of the employees. They certainly haven't featured them on any of the commercials that I have seen, Dewalt, Craftsman,
Right.
Skill, but I haven't seen Flex. So I could say that the first thing I would do, honestly, I'd fire Barnaby.
Yeah.
I would walk into his office and go, dude, I appreciate you. Get the fuck out. The second thing I would do, honestly, I would start looking for other partners. Lowe's right now is about 75% of Flex sales, which means they put all their eggs in one basket. So Ohio Power Tools, Acme, whatever, they don't really matter to Flex. And when Lowe's comes at you and kicks you in the balls and says, hey, get all your old stuff out of here. The tools aren't selling. Get all your old stuff out of here. We only want to concentrate on the compact line. And a compact line truly is not made for professionals. Now, you can use them as a professional. Don't get me wrong. But they are not truly made for professional use and abuse.
So Lowe's is pushing them out. Flex isn't pulling themselves out.
That is true. Lowe's is telling Flex to go fly kite.
Well, then they're screwed.
No. So, first thing, fire Barnaby.
Right.
Second thing I would do. Are you so fat? Thanks, George. I appreciate it, buddy. The second thing I would do is I would focus on getting into Menards. And the reason I say that, Menards already carries Masterforce, so they have that relationship with Chevron. Menards is getting rid of the Metabo line. The Bosch line does not sell at Menards. They have it, it doesn't sell. They've got Works, Black & Decker, Masterforce, Metabo, and Bosch. The professional level tools at Menards are generations behind what you'll find at Home Depot, Lowe's, Acme, Ohio Power Tools, Farm and Fleet, any number of places. Hell, even Farm and Home has more up-to-date tools than Menards.
Yeah.
So I would get rid of those. They do carry skill. Thank you, Jeremy. I would start focusing on building relationships with other vendors. Ace already has Milwaukee. They have Dewalt, but they also carry Ego. Ego is a Chevron line.
Yeah.
Try to get into Ace hardware, even if it's on a regional basis.
I don't think it's a circuit on the motor. I think it's mechanically in the impact. You can hear it.
Yeah, you can smell it, if that makes you feel any better.
Did it smell electrical, or did it smell kind of?
It kind of smelled all of it. It didn't smell just of grease. It has a little bit of funk to it. Definitely a kind of an acidic smell to it. So yeah, the Flex, the clamshell's well made. I don't know. I could just sell honest. I'm not going to recommend Flex. I'll buy the tools. I'll use the tools. I'll show what they can do.
Yeah.
And I don't ever endorse products, so it's not like they're losing anything. If I say, yeah, I still wouldn't buy it.
Yeah.
So I'm in too deep with Flex. 65 batteries, 6 quick ejects, 6 turbo hands, 2 everything else. Rigid. The rigid, yeah. What's not to like?
I don't know. I still think they make. I don't know. There's just one, dude. I've had way more Milwaukee's fail than I've had Flexes. Now Flex hasn't been out near as long, but I've had a lot of failures on both Dewalt and Milwaukee.
Yeah.
If you break the chuck off your Flex, that's just saying how powerful the tool is. Just like when I broke the chuck off my Dewalt, that was a 709, which is a compact.
Yeah.
I was kind of happy about that. I was like, oh, damn, the 709 really gets it. That was my thought. I was like, dang, you broke the screw off on a compact? That's fantastic. Dude, that's a good compact. Buy that thing again.
Well, that's what I'm going through right now. I am extremely angry.
Yeah.
Over that performance, because warm or cold, I expect the tool to work.
Yeah, I think you just broke it.
That's build quality to me.
Yeah.
Poor build quality means don't recommend. Right?
Maybe. Could have got a lemon. I don't know. I got a lot of Flex, man. I've been trying to destroy them ever since they came out.
I don't know. I like I said, fixing Flex is going to be a long road. I don't know.
It's just really unfortunate, man. It's almost like I don't know. Your situation is unique, because I would say, if before this conversation, I would say they spent a lot of money on over engineering something that's never going to fail, that not a lot of people know about.
Well, I can't say the same, since I've broken 2 of their tools now.
Yeah.
Not under, well, I mean, that's, you can argue as heavy usage. You can argue that. I would argue that the other tools did it just fine. A 12-volt tool did it faster than what we just saw a 24-volt tool do it.
Yeah.
To me, it just screams of maybe subpar parts. Maybe it's an over-engineered tool, and last thing you ever want is an engineer getting involved in something, because I mean, it's like asking your wife, where do you want to go to dinner?
Yeah.
Right. So don't do that. Just pick a place and say, hey, we're going here. If she doesn't like it, say, you have something better? No? All right, let's go. Don't even give her time. Batteries still leak. They replaced most of the leaking batteries.
Joshua had a comment on that like an hour ago.
It ends with a certain number I know that. Hard to make a
Uh,
judgment on such a small sample size. It is not hard to
at
make a judgment.
7:11 p.m., any flex batteries with the code 1123 on them are now non-stack lithium batteries that have a new compound that doesn't leak in them. Check your batteries.
Okay.
I'd like to challenge that, get my hand on one and see if we could heat it up and see if we can change the viscosity of their liquid.
So here's what I gotta say to you, Howie. This is how I'm gonna answer you. If you had just bought the tool and you used it and it didn't perform as well for you as a 12-volt tool, and it's 24 volts, it costs more, it's more expensive than the other two, it's more expensive than Milwaukee. If it performs, or if it gets outperformed by a 12-volt tool, are you giving it another chance? Your sample size is always one.
Well, this is why I'm at where I'm at with Milwaukee. That's why I've always been like that since the start of the channel. I didn't have a good run with Milwaukee. I bought the 1 key and then I sold it to my buddy because I like new stuff. So I just wanted to get the new thing out. And then I bought one of their, maybe it was a Gen 1 or the Gen 2, whatever it was, with 3 mode without 1 key. And it just stopped working on me.
Well, that's
within
good.
like 2 days.
George, Joshua Wilson got you covered on on that information. So thank you, Joshua. We appreciate that. And Phalanx, welcome.
Yeah. And then pretty much all their jigsaws, all the shoes, they all move. But I've also got Milwaukee's that are brushed that shoot out sparks but still work,
Yeah.
So
is Milwaukee consistent?
No, not for me. No.
Okay.
Not for me. Dewalt hasn't really been that great either. I think I burned up an 840. Fairly
I think
quickly.
we've all burned up an 840 by now.
We're all burned up an 840.
I got mine to 280 degrees.
You want to get down to consistency? I really think that Metabo has been the most consistent.
God bless you. I thought you were going to say the bad one.
The what?
I thought you were going to have to say the bad one. I was going to take you off.
Oh, you're like, if I hear a leave out of here.
I'm not even shitting you. Remove is highlighted. Just in case you said slip it out.
Yeah.
I was just proving a point. So I'm not a fanboy of any brand. Honestly, I'm not a fan. I buy a lot of Rigid because it's a great value. I'm not a fanboy. If somebody doesn't like Rigid, I don't give a shit. If Rigid doesn't perform in a test, I don't care. It is what it is. I'm just like, all right, well, fuck. Because it doesn't matter to me. I go by the value. I'm not out there making money with my tools every day. I don't have to I'm not sleeping with any of these companies. I'm not in bed with any of these companies. So I give a shit how any of them do. Like, whatever. I own them all. I am the only YouTuber, the only YouTuber that can clearly say I have over 50 separate battery lines because I picked up 2 more this week.
What'd you get now?
I got an Alloy Man and a CC because folks have been asking me to test out some of the Amazon brands. So I bought impact wrenches.
Nice.
For both of them because people have asked me to use something other than a drill, other than an impact driver, right? So I picked up the impact wrenches for Alloy Man and CC, and I'll test them against each other originally. And then if I think they're worth a shit, maybe I'll give them a shot against Rigid, Dewalt, or what have you. I mean, I've got enough of them laying around.
Yeah.
But I honestly, I don't really care about any of the brands. I love tools. That's my what do you call it? That's my bad habit. I love tools. I love buying tools. I'm going to be buying more tools here in the next few weeks, probably. just because that's the way it is. And I don't reach out to any of the companies. I don't ask them for free shit. I don't ask them for sponsorship. The companies that have sent me stuff, they all get the same message, good or bad. You're getting you're getting an honest review, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
And I don't ever say I'm going to give you a good review just because you sent me shit. I don't care.
Right.
You go up to any other YouTuber, any other the other bigger channels. Like, I don't consider myself a big channel, but you go to any of the others, like Den of Fools. You can't tell me that some bitch doesn't. Right?
Yeah.
There was a who's the idiot with the arm tattoo, real nice like.
Oh,
You can't
yeah.
tell me that dude didn't sit on and bounce on the lap of Flex. That'll never be on my channel. Oh, you're gonna pay me? Oh, daddy.
You're pretty good at that.
Like, what the fuck, dude? Be
Yeah.
consistent. At least be a man and be like, hey, they pay me.
Right.
And then let people go, okay, I'll believe you on this one or I won't.
I'm a fanboy for nobody except Knipex and Mitu. Oh, yo.
I don't know who that one is.
I don't know what Mitu is.
Souls has a nunt. I don't even want to know what a nunt is. But no, in all seriousness, like for Flex, I'm gonna have to think long and hard.
Yeah.
Whether I'm even gonna buy another one of it, because I was seriously, like last weekend, I had gone out to look for their compact set because I want to test the compact set.
I don't.
That could be a problem. Rack hard caulking? No, that's good.
I don't want any of that stuff, man. I won't even recommend someone get it. I'm not even gonna show it on my channel. The Milwaukee Compact. Actually, hold that Milwaukee Compact back up when you get a chance on a video. Compare it. Put it right next to the full size.
It's bigger.
And then tell me that you may as well not buy a 12 volt when you look at the size of a battery and realize the battery is the whole size of a 12 volt drill. Like, I don't get it. If you got the 18 volt stuff, I suppose if you want something a little bit lighter, but you're still stuck with the damn battery. And guess what? They ain't making small batteries. They literally could have, and they didn't. They made a bigger battery.
Yeah.
So Dewalt for me, man. Dewalt's been featured on the channel and kind of recommended for the electrical trade for the last about a year and a half. Even though I really, really like the Flex, it's pretty bulky.
I don't recommend any. Like, I honestly, haven't recommended a product. I haven't endorsed a product. Closest I've ever come is go, if you're in the market, check this one out. Like,
yeah. No, the Dewalt stuff just makes sense, man. That stack lithium for Dewalt, they got it figured out. When the second that Milwaukee makes a smaller stack lithium battery, it'll make sense to get the compact. But by the time they do that, the Gen 2 compact's going to be out. So why are we even talking about a compact tool now when you don't have a compact battery? You know?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
I'll say for a good majority of what dudes do, you can get away with a 12 volt Milwaukee. It's completely fine.
Yeah.
But when you get into heavy stuff, you don't want a 12 volt tool. That being said, there is little to nothing that a 12 volt tool can do that an 18 or 20 or 24 volt tool can't do.
Yeah.
Especially with
jigsaws.
Subcompact tools coming out.
Yeah.
I believe you, Robert. I like the Dewalt grinder. I like Dewalt. I'm not shitting on Dewalt. I'm not shitting on Flex.
Oh, with the Flex battery. That's interesting. I bet it does.
Will you warranty the Flex Impact? My history of warranties with Flex, since I don't register them, is pretty spotty.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I'm still waiting for them to email me a year and a half ago to get my tools registered when I broke the chuck on a live stream. And then I just ended up going out and buying a new one. I'm not going to tell you guys on camera, like I won't say word for word what I did with the old Flex, but
hey, that would have made a good video.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was like, well, if they're not going to warranty, boom. Right. I just took care of it myself. I cured the problem. But
Dang.
I think we're done with Flex for the night, and I might be done with Flex forever. Because that does truly upset me. I don't have an issue if somebody tells me they like Flex or whatever. I'm going to be like, all right, cool. I'm not looking to get into a back and forth with folks about it, but half of the tools that I've had from them have broken. I can't say that about any other brand. Well, one other brand, and that's because I purposely went out to break them. But that was Bauer at Harbor Freight. So there you go. But for the most part, I don't really get anything that recently took a cheap cell phone to test. Okay. So that's it, guys. I think we're done. I think we beat it up. It is what it is. You guys saw it live. You saw the footage, the raw footage. I'm going to take the raw footage. I'm going to go to Flex. I'm not going to position it or whatever. I'm just, honestly, it's me going, this is coming out. And across social media, I have 150,000 plus followers. This is going to go out. I am going to show this. And there ain't a damn thing you can do to convince me not to. But I will let you know in advance. And I am not going to ask them for shit.
There you go. Well, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing you can do to change what's already been done. Doesn't matter what, nothing's going to change the fact that, you know.
So do you have your sticker? Do you have your sticker available?
I do.
Okay. So we normally end the live stream with the same thought every single time, but we're going to give you a new one after this. So I'm going to forward it over to him, and he's going to show you his sticker with our traditional saying on it. This is how we end every one. Go ahead, read it to him.
Says, for all you Makita guys out there, blow them like you know them.
That is my favorite saying ever. And then for me, here's the new one. You guys let me know how you feel about it. I got to remember how I set it off. Oh, don't forget, manscape like your landscape. Trim your bushes and your deck will look big. And with that, we're out of here. Thanks for joining us. Y'all have a great one.
We'll see you later.